help with communication, foster better communication, so that the team will not be confused and the team will know where they are at a particular time, right? So yeah. So yeah, for the triage, like I said, all team members are involved, but sometimes if devs are not involved, if devs are not available, the QA and the PM can prioritize. Then later on, the devs can come in and assign story points and know who will be assigned to particular tasks at what time. Then assignments allocated to the appropriate developer, right? So this is when a ticket is being created on Jira, a bug ticket or just a um a bug ticket or other types of ticket. I'm trying to remember my mind is. So yeah, so when tickets are created on Jira, they can be allocated to the appropriate developer that work on it, whether it's a front-end developer or a back-end developer, right? So resolution is when defects are fixed and marked ready for verification, right? And verification is done by QA, right? So verification is when the QA validates that the fix in the next validates the fix in the next test phase. So after the bug is being fixed and QA has confirmed that it has been fixed, we verify to ensure, or we validate to ensure that everything is working as expected. Then closure is after verification. Closure comes up after verification, right? After the QA has validated that the fix is working as expected, then ticket is being closed. But that ticket can be reopened if an issue reoccurs or the issue regresses. It happens, right? So reporting and analysis used to identify trends or systemic issues, like I mentioned during when I was talking about trends, defect trends. This is just similar to this. Then benefits of a strong defect management process. We have prevents recurring issues, right? That's why after a bug is being fixed, you retest, then you do regression in order to avoid he said, I said, right? In order to avoid issues coming up after an issue has been fixed or an issue regression. Reduces time to market, just basically reduces time for product to go live to actual users. Thirdly, enhances communication across QA, dev, and product teams. Yes, about this. Improves customer satisfaction, increasing product stability. And yes, this is what we want, right? So yeah, these are benefits of strong defect management processes. So I hope we understand. So far, so good. Please, you can just react to emojis. I like my classes very interactive, and I understand this is late in the night and we're all tired from the day's work and all that stuff. But if you are following, please just react to an emoji. That will really help me to at least I can. So yeah, thank you to all the people that have reacted so far. All right, thanks. Moving on. Okay, so understanding defect logging. So defect logging is the process of recording a software bug, right? So defect logging is crucial for tracking software bugs during testing, ensuring that they are addressed properly. That's basically what defect logging is in short term. Key elements of logging includes title, summary, description, steps to expect actual results, and more details to the defect. I think I made an error. I made a mistake here. And more defect log. Sorry. Along. So steps to reproduce. Your steps to reproduce should be very clear and they should be numbered. To be honest, to help developers, right? When they see that it's numbered, when you write it in a very long sentence, it can be confusing. So it's better you just note them down one step at a time, as note it as it should be followed, right? So severity and priority, indicating steps to reproduce, the expected results, the actual results, and also if you have additional details, like let's say the build version, the browser you're using. Are you using browser stack to test? Or are you using a physical device? If you're using a physical device, note down the device type. Is it Android or iOS? Um, the browser version. Sometimes browser versions to have it might be the cause of your issues sometimes. So yeah, all those things should fall under more details to defects, right? I've talked about severity and priority. Bug type classification. Classifying defects as functional, UI, performance, or security helps in managing and addressing them effectively. True. So when you test and you see a bug, when you are trying to document it or log it for the developer to be able to fix, all the details you can gather, right, for that particular bug and attach it to your log would help, to be honest, right? So that I don't have to jump on a call with the developer. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that time you spend jumping on a call with the developer would be better used to tackle other things, right? Sometimes after including all these things, you still have to jump on a call with the developer to just explain some few things because sometimes can get confusing, which is fine. But this is just the right process to go about logging defects. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, environment details, recording the device, browser, the operating system or version where the bug was found is critical for accurate troubleshooting, like I mentioned earlier. Screenshots, providing visual evidence or logs enhances understanding of the issue, making it easier to diagnose the problem. So for screenshots and logs, to be honest, it's advisable me sometimes, depending. I attach screenshots, screen recording, and also my dev tool, screenshot of my dev tool, where the developer can see the endpoint and stuff like that. Just do everything and send. It's going to be easier for you. So that when they need clarification, all those logs and screenshots can help them understand what you're actually trying to talk about. Importance of defect logging. So defect logging helps in root cause analysis, saves time, supports trend analysis, and provides historical context for audit. So root cause analysis, which we're going to talk along the line, but let me just touch on it a little bit. Root cause analysis is basically asking why. Why did this thing fail? So for instance, let's say you have a feature that was working before and all of a sudden it just failed. Root cause analysis is like asking why and doing a deep dive into why that defect or error or something might have come up in the first place, right? So yeah, and in order for a developer to do proper root cause analysis, all the things I've mentioned earlier are very important. You need to help them try to check and see what the issue is, right? With all these details. So um like I said, if you need me to go back and explain some things, please feel free. So why defects logging, why it matters. It saves time by reducing back and forth clarifications, like I said, so that you don't come and be having issues with developers or you document the bug and you didn't add your screenshots, you didn't add your recordings, you didn't add your dev tools. Back and forth might happen. Sometimes developer might even tell you that it's working well on their end, meanwhile it's not. So all these things, in order to avoid he said, I said, or they said, just do your due diligence by attaching all the things that need to be attached to your defect log, right? So secondly, it helps developers identify the root cause, like I said. Thirdly, supports defect thread analysis and reporting. I've mentioned this. Fourth, provides a history of bugs for audit, retrospectives, and process improvements. I don't know if you know what retrospectives are, but retrospectives are part of agile methodology. It's something that's been practiced. So retrospective usually happens at the end of a sprint. After a sprint, the team comes together and say what they did well, what did not do well, what needs to be improved on, and all that. This helps with processes. I always say, right, for me, or like other people might have their opinions, but for me, I feel like agile is a people thing. Agile is more focused on people than processes. If you ask me, I'm not saying that agile's processes work, no, but when you think about it, imagine them introducing retrospectives. It's just to see how people feel like, but it's just people based basically. I don't need to go deep into that, but if you understand what I'm saying, you understand, right? If you know, you know, right? So yeah. This is step by step on how to write your bug reports, right? So remember we mentioned titles, summaries and all that stuff. So for your titles, your summaries, your description, you should be very concise and descriptive, right? Concise, short and sweet, right? You don't need to do much. So here it says use specific titles for clearly, oh, use specific titles that clearly describe the issue, such as app crashes on login when password is incorrect. So instead of saying app is not working or I can't open app, right? That's very vague. It should be more concise and descriptive, like saying app crashes on login when password is incorrect. That makes more sense. So when someone that is not even on the QA team or the developer team, let's say someone, a management person is just trying to understand what's going on, maybe users are pouring in, lots of issues are pouring in about that particular issue and they want to see where you're at and they go to your Jira board, they now see app is not working. Do you get? They might not know. They might have to start asking questions, and that's not what we want, right? So it's better you are very descriptive and you say what it is, how it is. Hmm? So reproduce the bugs yourself. So this one comes in when, let's say, users report an issue or someone else on your team is testing and encounters an issue and they say, oh, Steph or whoever, this is not working, right? Instead of jumping and just running to go and document it as a bug, try and reproduce it yourself. What this does is it helps you to get the steps, right? The steps reproduce, helps you get the description, it give you a to get a little how what is even going on. So that if you are being asked, you can know answer to, right? Just report it so you use that book, right? After reproducing it, you document it the way it should be documented. Yeah. Then yeah, like he said here, reproducing it before logging a report to ensure accuracy. So yeah, include only relevant steps. Yeah, so focus on the necessary steps that lead to the bug rather than adding unnecessary details that might confuse. Remember where we are. We are saying in order to create a bug report, we need a title, summary or description, and steps to reproduce, right? So we are currently on steps to reproduce. Example now. Okay, good. Let's say payment is failing. You now say yes. I was logging to the platform, forgot password, reset password. You went to the home page, clicked on payment. After clicking on payment, it took you to a page before it took you to a payment page. All those informations are unnecessary. What you need is to just log in, logs you in, takes you to the home page, takes you to the payment page. You try your payment. I tried entering my card details, my CVV, and every other thing, and clicked submit, and it did not submit. An error came up. It's specific about the particular error that came up, right? So this is just short and sweet. You get so that you don't bother the person or confuse the person that is even trying to look into the issue. So attach supporting material, provide evidence of the bug with screenshots, videos, or console logs to assist the team in understanding the issue better. I've mentioned this before. All these things are important. I'm not saying you should attach all these things, but you might have to, you might want to even attach all these things so that when the developer is trying to fix that issue, right, to be easy for them to try and narrow down what the problem is with the help of all these supporting materials you attached. So he said, be objective and professional. Maintain a professional tone in reports. Focus on the issue itself rather than assigning blame or making assumptions. So sometimes, to be very honest, if you work as a QA currently in a company, right, you would know that QAs and developers are like, you get. So sometimes it's very easy to apportion blame, or sometimes you might have tested something. Let's say a bug was fixed, you retested, you did your regression, everything works fine, and it goes to production. All of a sudden, it's breaking, and requests are pouring in. Users are complaining that oh, this thing is not working, or blah blah blah. To be very honest, at that point, you're a human being, you might get angry or you might be upset, right? Or imagine you've tested on different environments. Let's say you've tested on two environments, then plus the production environment, making it three, and it's a tedious process. It's very easy to get angry at that point and take up and just be angry at the developer or blame the developer for that particular issue, right? That is not what we want. As a QA, we have to be very objective and professional. So when you're reporting your bugs, focus on the issue itself. Don't say, yeah, he said he has fixed it, but it's still not working. And after several tests and all that, you get so just go straight to the point, say the issue, and don't blame anybody or make assumptions about anything. You get because at the end of the day, human beings that are writing all these things is code. Yes, even though AI helps now, but human beings are still the people getting that data from AI and modifying it to work right as it should. So yeah, just be patient, understand, but don't apportion blame or make assumptions. If someone raising their hand. Okay. So if you have questions, I think you just write it down the chat box like I'm seeing some people do right now. So highlight. I'm an Igbo girl. I keep saying English is not my first language. Igbo is my first language, so please forgive me if it creeps in here and there. Highlight regression if applicable. If a bug has reappeared that was previously fixed, clearly mention this in the report to alert the team to potential regression. Okay, yeah. So like I mentioned, sometimes you test before it's not working, right? So it's very important. So what you can do at this point is to, like you said here, is to alert the team to potential regression, right? Your tickets and do all the stuff, yeah. Then check for duplicates. Search the bug system for existing reports before logging in new one to avoid redundancy and save time. Yeah, this happens a lot, right? Most especially when you're working with a team of QAs on a particular, when you're working on a team of when you're working with a team of QAs on a particular thing, let's say all of you are working on one thing, it's very possible that someone might have seen an issue and logged it and you come and see an issue and log it. So it's very important for you to go through your bug tracking system, which is your Jira or your Bugzilla, like oh, this doesn't make sense and it can be better, please speak up. That's one thing. QAs, I feel like if I personally feel like developers, if they want, they cannot talk. PMs have to, sure. But QAs, you have to be very for your own good because you feel like at the end of the day, it's going to make the processes or the team as a whole or the software, the product as a whole better. Please speak up, right? So yeah, I diverted for a bit. Sorry. The fifth point is link related issues together, connect related tickets to provide context and streamline resolution processes. So yeah, this is you can create a main tax, right? And also create subtaxes under them. That's sort of like linking issues. And there are ways to link issues on Jira. I don't have access to I don't have a personal Jira right now to show you, but there are ways to link issues on Jira. So what this is just saying is link related bugs together. It's going to help with resolution. It's going to help streamline resolution processes, right, and make resolution too faster. So six, regularly groom the backlog. Review and prioritize the backlog to ensure that the most critical issues are addressed promptly. So what this means is if you know Agile very well, you know that we have backlog, right? And usually from the backlog is where we generate tickets for new sprints. So how it happens, I don't know how everybody does it, but for me, it's the best of my knowledge. How it happens is futures are being created depending on your strategy as a team for a quarter. Let's see. Sometimes people do it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, it depends. So if as a team your PM is organized and they can do it for 3 months, let's say generate things that will be worked on from January to March, that's fine. So what happens is when before each sprint you gather certain number of tickets, of course, using all protocols observed, like checking all that things. The other things to check, I don't want to go deep into that. And getting a certain number of tickets, you can move those tickets from your backlog to a new sprint. That's where tickets are being features, tickets, whatever, are being moved from to into a new sprint. And then that's part of what the team would do, or the PM who is in charge of all these things would say, oh, this feature, this logout feature is very important. We have to actually implement it. It's now a prioritized task. All of them follow for backlog grooming, right? So yeah, they're all part of backlog grooming. So yeah, then add comments for clarity. So after you've created your ticket, you've assigned someone to it, you've implemented that